The TSX Composite set an all-time high on Friday. It's been battling up against this level for quite some time, or approximately this level for quite some time. If we go back to 2014, we can see here that the TSX Composite broke above the 15,000 level here. And then in 2015, it touched on it. And we go all the way out to February of this year, and where we've set the all-time high for the TSX Composite. And now we've rallied above that to set the all-time high, and we're here on the doorstep of 16,000. So where do we stand right now seasonally for the TSX Composite? In a previous video, I said from October 28th until the end of the year, the TSX Composite tends to underperform the S&P 500. That's the seasonal trend that takes place. Now, it could change obviously in any one year, and we're expecting the TSX Composite to do all right here on a seasonal basis, but typically to underperform the S&P 500. But if we look at the major components for the TSX Composite and compare them to the TSX Composite, we can see here the overall trends which might support a stronger TSX Composite coming into the end of the year. Now, if we look at Canadian banks using the ETF in Canada, ZEB, we can see here that we've actually seen the banks towards the end of the year, they are in the seasonal trend right now, but towards the end of the year underperform, have a slight downturn relative to the TSX Composite. Last year was an uptick, and it kept on going into the new year as well. And if we look at the gold miners using XGD ETF in Canada, here we can see it. They've actually been down, flat, up, and then down again. And then towards the end of the year, these blue arrows represent the trend towards the end of the year. And then we saw that strong rally in the new year last year. And this is a seasonal trend. I'm going to be addressing that in an upcoming video, an opportunity for silver bullion and gold bullion as well towards the end of the year into the new year. And I've talked about this in previous writings, but I will definitely bring that up again in another video. If we look at the energy sector for the relative to the TSX Composite using the ETF XEG, here, energy tends to be weak at this time of year. Russia has a say in that, of course, and so does OPEC. But here we've seen flat, it was negative, and here we saw this, it was fairly flat, or a slight uptick, and then we saw that downtick into the new year last year. So right now, the expectation is for the TSX Composite to do okay coming in towards the end of the year, to be positive, but to underperform the S&P 500. It's the Canadian banks actually do the heavy lifting at this time of the year for the TSX Composite. If we do get some support from the gold miners or from the energy sector because of some trends, other trends that are taking place, we could see that gap narrow between the S&P 500 and the TSX Composite, or even the TSX Composite outperform. But at the same time, on a seasonal basis, the seasonal trends still favor the S&P 500. Thank you very much for joining me this week. Thank you.